Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom, Yasha'Allah. It's your boy Open Answers with another pretentious topic. How you guys doing today? Thanks for tuning in. This is an emergency broadcast. If you ain't not watched one video, you definitely need to watch this video all the way through. Something don't feel right. Can we talk about it? All right. Something just don't feel right. We've been all happy, 400 years, but something just don't feel right. You know the prophecy given to Abraham in Genesis 15:13-4 says, "Know for certain, for 400 years the descendants will be strangers in a country, not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves. Afterward, they will come out with great possessions." Can we talk about it? I mean, we did a video on what's next, but nothing's really changed. Oh, we got to talk about it. I mean, we see things like the fires in Brazil, the ice melting in Greenland, and, the high mortality rate of suicide amongst the Edomite. And we say, yeah, the judgment is coming, but something just don't feel right. The Most High God don't change. We've talked about that. And if he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And if he says this is it, no one should add to or take away his word. And something was telling me that, we look at the 100 years of Jim Crow, 75 years of miseducation and abuse, 60 years of public lynching, countless hours of negative media about the Israelite, the black man and women. And we're still the only group that hasn't received any reparations. I mean, according to this prophecy, we haven't received our reparation from the Most High God. Now, do we want to challenge that? We don't want to challenge the Most High God's word. We know the word has been tampered with. We've proved that. And actually, we proved it in a video that I did known as America in the Bible and Jacob's Truth about the 400-year captivity. Do you guys remember that video? If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Because that's like one of my third videos I done when I first started doing this channel. And we were deciphering the Hebrew. The whole reason I started this channel was because I'm the only black Israelite on YouTube who not only can read English, but can read Hebrew, so I can translate. I'm not going to get on this channel to yell at you and talk about what I know and what you don't know and how I've learned this and I got books that you don't have. I'm here to show you as open answers. What good is it for me if it isn't good for Israel, Yasha'Allah, his people? And in this video, we went over, the prophecy said 401, not 400. What up, Ope? You backtracking? I got kind of a little caught up in the 400, but I did a video on this. And I was talking to my aunt about it. I said, wait a minute. When we did the Hebrew, we was learning this here, it was 401. And you need to go check out that video. You have to. But today, your boy Ope, your boy Ope about to drop some jewels. Today, you're about to be deciphered like no other. I told you the New Testament tells on itself. And we're going to find out. Today, did your boy make a bad video when he made 401? Why would you expect the Gentile nations, the ones who enslaved you, to tell you exactly when your time is up and their time is up? When your time of captivity is up and their time of rulership is up? We have to ask ourselves. That's the whole reason your boy went and learned Hebrew. I realized that a lot of these Gentiles and even Jewish people they don't speak the original Hebrew, Paleo and all this other bullshit. So I was tired of deciphering with people, and I only started this channel once I was able to understand and show you exactly what I see. And today, in case we forgot, let's go ahead and talk about it. We will remember reading Genesis 15:13. As you see, I got my 4 columns, and what I always provide for you, we're going to go from left to right. The left column is what the Hebrew translated actually says. The second column is what they tell you it says. The third column is Hebrew. And the fourth column is once again, what they tell you it says. That's always literally next to the Hebrew. Now, for anyone trying to read this, they would say, well, I don't speak Hebrew, and that's why I learned it personally. And I've pointed out, as you can see, the Hebrew and the Hebrew side, where it says it, and the English side. And if you look, it says, and he said unto Abraham, know ye that thy neighbor shall be a stranger in their land, and ye shall worship them, and thou shalt them 400 years and a year. Why am I going over this again? Think about all the people who just came into the truth. Just hearing about 400 years and decide to start researching and coming across truth. What do you think will happen in a year from now? Nothing has happened. But we have to remind ourselves. We have to remember. If there's a prophecy in here about us and our people, there's also one about the Gentile. See, we would wake up at the same time as the Gentile will wake up to who they are. Remember, it says they will say, oh, we've inherited lies. We did not know who you were. So the time of the Gentile is very important. And that's why I did in my last video about the New Testament. It's very important to still read that if you can decipher it. Because the New Testament is literally the Gentile telling you what's going to happen to them. And we need to discuss that. We find out in Luke 21:24. It says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Now, we know in a previous video I done when it said the world was to be ruled by the black man, you need to check that video out, that the whole synopsis of that was that the Most High God made the world to be ruled by the Israelites. So all of the nations was that of the Israelites. And we know the Gentiles run all of the nations now. But here's where it gets a little tricky. In Revelations 11:2, it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. 40, and we know this is Revelations are talking about the end times. And if we're waking up to who we are as a people, we have to be at the end times. And if the Gentiles have to get a prophecy as well, that doesn't make sense. 42 months? That's where a lot of us are snagged on. Period. You go to any of these channels out here, you see these guys, there's a lot of people I listen to. I respect a lot of people out here just trying to spread the truth. I don't always agree with every channel, and I'll just be honest. The fact that you're trying to spread the truth, I appreciate that, because for you may be the only Bible somebody reads. You have to understand that, Israel. And we were supposed to be the Bible that people, we were supposed to be the priest to the rest of the nations. But this 42 months really don't sit well with me. Because in Revelation it says, it's talking about the devil will have a time period as well as for 42 months. So, Revelation 13:5, and he was given a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Now, this is supposed to be who? This is supposed to be the devil. But I want you to really think about this for a second. How does that match up with prophecy? What does the Bible say in the Old Testament, in the Bible period? Precept upon precept, meaning that the next verse, it should make sense, and nothing should be out of place. But that 42 months don't sit well with me, because how does that fit into our prophecy now? I mean, it's been 400 years, but we know the Bible. We read it. We translated the Hebrew. It said 401, but we've read 400 years. So we'll just go with the 400-year thing. We're going to just play it. We're going to say hypothetically it was 400 years. Does it mean 42 months as a countdown from then? But that would be going against what the Most High God said. He said at 400 years, he shall judge the nations. So we should see it immediately. God don't change. If he made us go through our captivity, then, and he meant it, why hasn't nothing really changed? Can we talk about it? Because we've been bamboozled, people. We know they changed time. We know the Most High God said from evening to day, from evening to night, belay my last, from evening to day, evening to day is a day, 12 hours. So we're going to change time. We know also that the Gregorian calendar, they added months, January and February. Julius Caesar with the Julian calendar. So for you who don't know, with the Hebrew calendar, which was a 10-month calendar, Then it went to the Julian calendar that Julius Caesar wanted, and Julius Caesar only wanted a calendar made because he wanted to change the day of Easter. Interesting. And then the Gregorian calendar added 2 more months, the months of January and February, which my birthday happens to be February 2nd, so I guess I don't exist. However, 42 months, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Even just look at that. Look at Revelation 13:5. 40-2 months. Like, what the heck? I told you we've been tricked. So I got to tell you guys something today. This morning, when I prayed, I pray for our nation now. I don't just pray for myself. I pray for my nation. I've been crying out every day. And when I say crying out, I mean tears. Crying out to the Most High God to return us, to do what the Word says, that the people are mocking Him, that we are waiting. And as His prophecy passes, people are going to laugh at us. And they're going to think we were part of the great falling away. Most High God, I cried. Y'all got to know, I ain't scared to tell you, I bowed down to my Elohim. I cried for all of us. I said, they are mocking us, Father. You have to when are you coming to get your people? And then today, I got to be honest with you, it's a regular old day. I spend all my time just reading and researching the Word. This is my job. This is why I'm open answers. I'm looking for open answers all day, period. And I'm sharing. I'm an engineer in the civilian life, so you got to know your boy can think. Your boy, he break things down. He designed things, so I can look and really put my mind to this. And I got to tell you that I did nothing today with this revelation I had. This is just my opinion. And I want you guys to just think about this for a second. We already know, we read it in the Hebrew, the Most High God said 400 in a year. We know that, right? So that would mean next year, this time, August 19th, right? Would be the correct time. And as I'm taking a shower today, and I'm not really thinking about nothing in particular besides maybe a conversation I had earlier with a couple of family members. And then this hits me. Boom, decode alert. We know the time of the Israelites, they say in the Bible, is 400 years. We know, we read it in the Hebrew, it says 400 and a year. We also know that the time of the Gentile and Satan is 42 months. What if you just remove that and in months and put that 402 together? What would you get? 402 years. They're telling you without telling you. And it would make much more sense compared to the prophecy that we read actually in Hebrew, not the prophecy that we read in English that they told us. Our captives are going to tell us when our time is up. Come on, does that make any sense? They knew you would lose faith. You believe 400 and as it passed, nothing happens, but it's really 401. Imagine at 401, the same people who thought the 400-year captivity was up. What do you think how they're going to be feeling at 401? Tired. Like they was lied to. Like they don't know what to believe. Look at it. You ever notice in your Bible, they don't have it spelled out. They don't have the numbered out like this. They don't have the 40 and 2 months. You would see it goes together. And you know what also makes that interesting? Is that at the 400-year mark this year, we know NASA put out that there's a God of chaos comet coming towards the Earth. It's going to be a comet circling another comet. And when did we find out that comet was scheduled to hit the Earth? This is going to destroy it. If they can't deflect it, they're going to destroy it. 2 years from now. Wait a minute. That makes more sense. That makes more sense with the 401 year, like the Most High God said in Hebrew, that we translated and know that to be the truth. Because think about it. If next year we were all thinking our captivity is up, then the Most High God destroyed them the next year, would make sense. But 2 years, my people ain't got it in them. I know I ain't got it in me. But there's a sense of peace when I was taking a shower today. And I was thinking 40 and 2 months. And all of a sudden, that 40 and 2 months I could visually see in my head. And it was 402. Now don't forget, I just prayed to the Most High God this morning, begging him to save our people that think it's a joke. You know that the Space Force that your boy Trump started up actually goes into play the end of this month, right? We know we've been saying 400 years, walking around with our chest poking out, Gentiles looking at us laughing. What's these niggas talking about? Because they know. You know, your boy Jesus said, no one knows the day or the hour. Matthew 24:36-44. But the Most High God said to Abraham, he gave him a time in a sense. He gave him exact time period. So no one knows the day or the hour? Really? We do. But remember, they changed time. They changed time. The Most High God said in 400 years. So if no one knows the day or the hour, then what the Most High God told Abraham is not real. But it wouldn't be real if it was going off the 400-year prophecy. It would be real if it was going off what the Most High God said in the Old Testament. He don't change. 400 and a year. And think about that. That leaves a year for him to judge the nations and then destroy them. That sounds about right. I mean, that's just me, though. That's just your boy, O. You know, we also read in 1 Timothy 4-1. In the later times, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And that's what's going to happen to the Israelites. Those who are just coming into truth now. Those excited and like, woo, just any second, the Most High God's coming back. You know, there's a couple channels I watch, and I got to be honest. There was a guy's channel I watched today. I watched a couple of his videos, and, you know, great content. But a lot of people have been talking about something's about to happen for a while. You know, two other channels I went to were the same thing. You know, you go back a year ago, they were looking in the skies and talking about this is about to happen, this, that, and the third. Because they don't know. They haven't been able to decipher. I literally pray and fast. I think you guys understand. I do this for Israel, and that's my people. If I'm not here to show you what I found and give you these open answers so you can look for yourself, then what do I gain? Then myself, I become my own God. And that's we're very prideful people. And this right here, 1 Timothy 4:1, we've all been taught there's going to be a great falling away from the church. We know that. So think about it. There's going to be those Israelites who return back to Christianity because they've been waiting on a 400-year prophecy, and a year from now, they're going to already be tired of waiting. That's why your boy Jesus in the New Testament, I told you he tells on himself. If the Most High God didn't cut the time short, no man would survive. Even his elect would be food. And we know the Most High God's elect is who? The Israelite. So even they would be food. Even those who've come into the truth like we have and be looking for this 400-year prophecy, and think about how weak they will get. And they'll go back and they will get caught in that snare again. That they should only be worshiping the Most High God. There'll be Christians saying, see, oh, you were part of that Israelite falling away for a while. People were believing that bullshit. Yeah, you came back to Christianity. But no, it was 400 in a year. Wow. This was a deep revelation for me. Because I already knew the 400 in a year. And I gotta be honest, that would make sense that in 400 in 1 year, which is 401, the Most High God's gonna lift our captivity up, and in 402 destroy them. Period. Why would he lift it up at 400 and make us wait with anxiety for 2 years and not really knowing what's going on? He don't change. That's why your boy learned Hebrew. And I pray to the Most High God, and I thank him. I thank him for these revelations. The great falling away is when the majority of the church justifies sin and demonize those preaching against it. There's a lot of Israelites out there. You see tons of channels. If you just type in just Israelites, and everybody has their own doctrine. People are saying Yahweh Bahamashad, and people are saying just, there's different things. I'm coming straight from the Bible for you. Not just your language of English, but also the original language. And I'm telling you folks, they've been lying to us. And this is why your boy, been putting out this truth. And I'm not going to lie, I've had anxiety since the 400 years. I mean, some of the channels I watch, just like they're running out of things to say because everything was built around this 400 years. Do you get it? They tricked us. The same people, the books we're trying to decipher. So you pray, keep praying to the Most High God. Fear him. Pray for him to reveal the truth. Let's talk about John. John says, in the beginning, the Word was God. And the Word was a God. And he's right, but it's not Jesus. I want you to listen to what he says. When you go to the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, you read it. Who's speaking? It says, in the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. The Word was God. John was right. The Word was a God. The Word was the Most High God. Did you hear what I said? The New Testament points you back here. But also, the people who also put these books out know that they have a time. They knew what the time was. They put the snare out there for us to even not even know. So you think they would tell you that they know at 4:02 their time is up? They're going to watch all y'all lose faith in your Most High God and return back. Now, why are they starting all this stuff now as far as space stuff? They know they got some time. Why they want the Space Force to be able to shoot the asteroid out that's coming. But all it's going to do is rain fire and brimstone on this place. Mark my word. So when people ask, are you set the date? Oh, you damn right I am. Because I can read it. I am. The Most High God said 400 in a year. And I believe that 40 in 2 months is 402. You don't have to believe me. But it makes sense. We got all the evidence in front of us. We know it. Pray to the Most High God. Ask Him. Trust, not trust me. Test the Spirit always. Always. If you don't know and you're not sure, pray to your God. But this your boy Open Answers with another pretentious topic.